Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our webinar for today. We are going to give people a few minutes to join us both here on Zoom and on Facebook. Thank you for joining us. If you see me turning my head is because I am monitoring also our Facebook page. So thank you all for being here. And we're delighted to have as our speaker today, Garrett Krapian from UAB Transportation. So again, we're going to just give everybody a few minutes to take care of some housekeeping items. Again, we're on Zoom and we're live on Facebook. And again, if you see me seeing that way is because I'm trying to see if Facebook is going and it says the signal's coming, so it'll come. So while that gets going, I just want to make sure that you're all comfortable. We will be talking about how to get around to, from, and around UAB, everything you need to know about transportation as you prepare for your transition to campus. And if you're already a student or a family member here at UAB, this might be new information, so you can share it with your student, definitely share it with other families. And make sure that if you have any questions, you can put them in the Q&A section here on Zoom or through the comment section on Facebook. So thank you again for joining us. And I'll pass it on to Garrett and let Garrett tell us a bit more about himself and about UAB Transportation. Thank you, Garrett, for being here with us today.
All right, thank you. So my name is Garrett Crapia. I'm the transit coordinator at UAB Transportation, and I'm here to provide some information about options for getting you to, from, and around UAB. I've been here for about a year and a half, and for the full time I've been here, we've been studying how faculty, staff, and students get to campus. So we've had some big changes since I've started here. And we'll talk about some of those today. But first, we'll just talk about some of your transportation options. So luckily, UAB is located in the central business district of the city of Birmingham, which means there are already many options for getting to, from, and around UAB, including walking, bicycling, taking the bus, ordering on-demand ride services, driving to campus, and a host of other future options. Um, The first we'll talk about, luckily, doesn't cost very much, and that will be walking and bicycling. UAB is pretty flat, and the whole campus is less than a mile and a half at its widest point. In fact, almost every classroom, dining facility, and residence hall is within a half mile of the Hill Student Center. This means that your students can get almost anywhere on campus within a 10 to 20-mile walk. Bicycle racks are located at nearly every building, and UAB Transportation provides free helmets, and U-locks for anyone registering their bicycle with us. The registration is free, and that can be done online through your parking portal. So, some other transportation options we have are bus services. If you haven't used Birmingham's bus service, Max Transit, you may be surprised to find out that they operate over 30 routes reaching most major suburbs and popular destinations such as the Summit, Lakeview Botanical Gardens, and the Birmingham Art Museum. For Max Transit, the MyStop mobile app provides real-time bus information that can help you plan your trip. UAB Transportation also operates our own on-campus shuttle circulator. Buses run through Monday through Friday with 6 routes across campus. While Max Transit operates buses on a fixed time schedule, UAB buses run on a constant rotation to limit the amount of time between 2 buses reaching any stop. The app that we use for our bus service is called Transloc, and you have a QR code on this slide that you can scan to take you to the app, as well as an image of the app's icon. To find out more about our bus routes, please, if you're a student or have your student, download the Transloc app. So this app will provide you with information on the overall system with the ability to change the view to only show the route specific to your need. You'll also be able to identify the location of our bus stops and see how long until the next bus arrives at the next location. So, as I've mentioned, we've had some big changes in the last few years. Um, for example, you'll have access to a car, whether they bring one to campus or not. Zipcar, a car sharing network, offers short-term vehicle rentals that include the gas, maintenance, and insurance in the cost of the rental. In addition to that, a new ride-hailing service called Birmingham On Demand launched recently. Birmingham On Demand it functions a lot like Uber, Lyft, and other taxi services, except it only costs $1.50 per trip with an additional 70 cents per rider, and they use 6-passenger vans. Other ride-hailing apps such as Uber, Lyft, and other taxi services are also available if the trip you need to take is outside of the Birmingham on-demand service area. Um, we also provide our own on-campus on-demand van service to complement the Blazer Express service. If you or your student has limited mobility, you may contact the Disability Support Services to apply for point-to-point on-demand van service to help them get around campus between 7:30 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. A similar service is available for all students and employees known as the Safety Escort between the hours of 5:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. 9 p.m. and 5:30 a.m. Safety escort is handled by UAB police during the day, but from 9 p.m. to 5:30 a.m., UAB Transportation operates the service. Both of these services can be called for through the Transloc app, which again, we have a QR code for here. Anyone with a Blazer ID can request a ride via their smartphone. You'll also receive an estimated arrival time for the van and get notified when the vehicle has arrived. Please note that both Safety Escort and Blaze Ride may be ordered via phone call. However, we do encourage you to use the app. Now, what most people are here to hear about is parking. If your student is planning to bring a vehicle to campus, you must purchase a parking permit to park in UAB-owned facilities. Students will purchase their parking permits online through our website, and permit sales will begin on August 1st. Once on sale, you may purchase a permit as soon as you have been accepted by the university and have created a Blazer ID. You'll have the option to purchase either a single semester permit or a fall/spring academic year permit. The permits in each zone are limited in quantity and sold on a first-come, first-served basis. If a particular zone is not available for sale at that time, once your student purchases the permit, they'll receive a confirmation and the permit is mailed to the address your student provides. We will not be mailing any hang tags, but you will receive a confirmation to your email address. The fees for the permit will be applied to the student's account at the beginning of the fall term. And also please note, ADA accessible spaces are available at the same cost as other student permits. Your student will need to provide their state ADA parking registration to our office in order to obtain the ADA accessible permit. And the reason I say we won't be mailing out any hang tags is because we have made or are making a big change this year. So we'll be moving to all virtual parking permits. The virtual parking permits will be connected to your license plate. So when you purchase your permit online, you need to be absolutely sure to enter your correct and up-to-date license plate, and the vehicle must be registered with UAB Transportation to activate your permit and park on campus. And this will mean a few different things. You won't be receiving a physical hang tag, and you can only have up to 2 vehicles registered to your permit. And while you can have 2 vehicles registered to your permit, only 1 vehicle registered to the permit can be on campus at any time. If both vehicles are on campus at any time registered to the permit, then both vehicles will be issued a citation. In addition to that, your license plate must be visible from the nearest drive aisle. That means no more pulling through parking spaces, no more backing into parking spaces, nothing on the back of your car that may obstruct the view of of your license plate. Um, and everything will really be done through our license plate reading cameras. So you may be surprised to know that we do not like giving out parking tickets. In fact, you'll never get a ticket from us if you park in your zone in a space that is not marked ADA, carpool, or designated for some other purpose. For instance, we give out a lot of tickets each year for students parked in the drives, along curbs, and in spaces that are marked no parking or ADA. Additionally, please know that the meters on the streets are not part of UAB parking. Those are the City of Birmingham meters. The City of Birmingham monitors and enforces all of the on-street parking. So if you receive a citation for street parking, that would be with the City of Birmingham. Now, if you or your student is having trouble finding a space, by all means, please have them contact our office. This is important because if you do not have a place to park, we need to know about it. We'll ask you or your student a few questions to help find a space, and when necessary, we can offer a temporary solution while we determine the source of the problem. So, however, please do not call on Monday, August 24th, the first day of school, to tell us that you do not have parking. Because I do want to warn you in advance that the first couple days of class are always going to be the most difficult. But I can assure you it'll improve dramatically over the first 2 weeks. So before we bring this presentation to an end, I just want to make everybody aware of a few other transportation services and options. If you or your student needs help with a dead battery, a flat tire, or keys locked in the car, we have a motorist assistance service known as MARS. If your student is considering not bringing a car to campus, then the last few services, along with the ones mentioned earlier, may be helpful. For anyone not bringing a car, Commute Smart is a local government program that provides rewards for students and employees choosing to get to work or any class any other way other than driving alone. Along with cash rewards, they also provide emergency rides home. In addition to that, any students coming from the Atlanta area or further east or through the Atlanta airport should know that UAB has a low-cost airport shuttle with a stop on campus at Blazer Hall. Birmingham also offers transportation via the Birmingham Airport, along with very affordable trips to many regional locations through Greyhound and Megabus. And finally, I want to provide you all with the option for getting in touch with us. Please urge your students to follow us on Facebook or Twitter, and to download the Transloc app for live updates or information impacting transportation to, from, and around campus. Thank you for your time, and please don't hesitate to reach out to contact us with any questions.
Thank you, Garrett, and thank you everybody for being here today. Again, if you have any questions about UAB transportation or just getting around, I think Garrett has provided a lot of information about how transportation works around campus and the options that your students have, not just on campus, but also if they need to get to the airport. Also, in the unfortunate event of tickets, you know, how parking in the right spot and all those tips that he has given about making sure that the license plate is visible and all those aspects, not on the curve, even if they're late to class, not rushing and just leaving the car in the first spot they find, because that usually is not a good idea. So if you have any additional questions, please do put them in the Q&A section and we will be glad to answer those questions now. If you don't have questions now, but some questions come up later, please send us an email. You can email me at families@uab.edu or send or contact transportation@uab.edu with your questions. Again, there's this very timely information. I believe request for tickets you mentioned was going up for tickets for parking permits. Is that going to be going out or how does that work?
To purchase parking permits,
Yes.
those will go live on August 1st. You'll be able to purchase those through our parking portal. If you have trouble finding that, please just reach out to the transportation email, or you can email me at gcrapia@uab.edu, and I can send you a link. As I said earlier, the parking passes are first come, first serve, and you will need a Blazer ID. If you don't see your desired zone in the drop box on the parking portal, that means that that zone has sold out, and you should uh, choose your next most desired parking zone.
And that's an important point that you bring, that not necessarily will students be assigned a parking spot in their desired area because there's a lot of people here requesting parking. So first come, first serve. And then even if they are not close to where they originally wanted it to be, there's always transportation options around campus that students can take. All
Yes.
right. So families, we still have a few more minutes. If you have any questions that you have, if not, check the website, also uab.edu/transportation. Remember, our website here at UAB are fairly simple to remember. It's just uab.edu/ whatever office you're looking for. And then, of course, if you have any questions, Garrett gave us his email, so don't bombard him with a lot of questions. But if you do, that's his email. Check the website first, and and email transportation@uab.edu or email us at families@uab.edu, and we'll be glad to reroute those questions. We will be putting out information as transportation wants, if there's anything that they want to share with families, we'll put it also on the Family Hub. So make sure that you have registered on the Family Hub, which you are because you're here today. So I don't see any questions at this time. So is there any last minute recommendation before the students get ready to come back to campus that you would like them to know? Garrett?
Um, some last minute recommendations, just to reiterate, make sure you're parking in your zone. Don't, don't park in ADA spots or places that say no parking. With the move to virtual permits, our enforcement's going to be a lot more efficient. And, we don't want to give you a ticket, but in order to make sure everybody has a parking space and, we have no vehicles obstructing any crosswalks or anything like that, we will have to.
So speaking of tickets, in the unfortunate event that a student gets a ticket, sometimes there's a hold placed on their account. And we've had family members calling because there's a hold on the account, and so students may not be able to register or something. So what is the recommendation is, of course, if there's a ticket, if you were at fault, you pay that ticket. If you believe that there's an error, is there a way to appeal, or what is the
Yes.
recommendation?
So, in the same spot you would pay for a parking citation in your parking portal, there is an option to appeal that citation. I would recommend applying for that as soon as you're aware of your citation. I'd also recommend taking some pictures or something like that to sort of help your case. But we do have an appeals council. They meet, I believe, monthly. I don't want to give the wrong information about that, but they meet regularly, and they do sort of make decisions on those appeals. And we have students and people from our department and all over campus a part of that committee.
And that's one other thing, family members, if you are registered on the Family Hub and your student has given you access to their financial information, sometimes you will get that notification on your Family Hub student connection that there's something new, an update, and it'll show, maybe it'll say a hold, and that's how sometimes we get questions. So ask your student what the hold is about. They can see on BlazerNet. They obviously might remember getting a little piece of paper on their windshield, and so have that conversation and take care of that soon. We do have one question. Thank you for sending us your question. Do students really need a car to move inside UAB, or is having a car more of a problem?
Um, so you don't need to have a car in UAB. There's plenty of transportation options to get in and around Birmingham city proper, especially with now with Birmingham on demand. Birmingham is, relatively flat in most areas, and pretty much all of it is walkable. So as long as you don't have to leave the Birmingham city proper area, then no, you don't need a car. However, if you have to drive to somewhere like Hoover or Homewood or Vestavia, the only other options are the Max Transit buses that we mentioned earlier in the presentation. Um, Other than that, really just Uber and Lyft to get around to some of the more suburban areas. So if your student works outside of UAB City in some of the more suburban areas, then they would most likely need a car.
And also, if I may add, if students need to go, let's say they live on campus and they need to go to the grocery store, there's a grocery store on, pretty close. It's about 4 blocks away, but students
Yes.
can all, ride the bus and then just kind of walk. I think it's 2 blocks that you walk over. There's a grocery store on that side, and then there is also the Blazer Express, the market route that takes students out to a couple of the grocery stores that are a bit further away down towards Lakeshore. And so if students want to go shopping, that is available at no cost for students to ride the bus and go get groceries. And the route is, I think it goes around every 30 minutes, so students can hop off, get their groceries, and hop back on. And it leaves out of the Hill Student Center. To get to the airport, there's transportation to get to Atlanta if they need to take a flight. There's also Groom. So there's different options. So it's up to families to decide if your student brings a car, but make sure that they understand the big responsibility it is. And there are options, but if that's something that you have talked about and you are going to let your student do, then by all means, if you have additional questions, let us know. Those are
I personally would recommend trying to avoid bringing a car.
Yes, that is a good, yeah. I personally, when my student started as a freshman a couple of years ago, he did not have a car, and he found his way around. So it is something they can do. But yes, thank you for that as well. All right. Well, I think we've come to the end of our webinar. We thank you all for being here today. Again, remember all of our webinars, including this one and all the past webinars that we've had and the future webinars that we will have, will be posted on our website, uab.edu/families, under the communications tab. So all of the webinars we've had are uploaded already. And then the ones coming, which helps me now make a commercial for the ones coming up next week, which is the Career Center and Money Matters. Those two webinars are coming next week at 12 on July 8th and at 2 p.m. also on July 8th. And so the registration for those to attend, for you to attend is already on the Family Hub. So just go in and register like you did for this one. And then all of the past webinars are also on Facebook if you want to go back and view them or share them with your student or other family members. So thank you, Garrett, for being here with us today, and we appreciate all of this information. Thank you, families. Enjoy the rest of your summer, and let us know if you have any questions. We're here for you to make this transition easier and to help you throughout your experience here at UAB. Have a great afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Garrett.
Awesome. Thank you.